Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back for an exciting visit up to Hollywood, California. I've got a good one for you today because there's a lot to cover with the global energy crisis and so much to handle. And look, guys, Pee Wee Herman's star. Is that awesome? One of the only impressions I do. Anyways, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And guys, there's an energy crisis from around the world. We're going to get into it right away as I walk the streets of Hollywood, where all your dreams can come true and you, yes you, can become a star. You know, talking to these shop owners today that didn't want to go on camera, they are furious about a few things. Number one, sick of the crime. Number two, sick of the homelessness. Number three, the tourists are not coming here anymore. Well, number four is because this place is dirty. So, okay. The European Union just stepped forward and said they have a massive energy crisis. And this energy crisis is not going to be contained just within the European Union, and that we're going to see energy spikes around the globe. And we're going to see energy go up substantially to levels we've never seen or dreamed of seeing in our lifetimes. You know, the president, Ms. van der Leyen, was talking about how we built an old system and the new type of electricity doesn't fit the old system. Oh, okay, runs through the pipes different, I guess. Okay? Plus, so many cops up here, guys. I mean, it is just a crime festival, minute by minute. Oh gosh, there's another one. That's 6 cops, guys, in like 2 minutes. So anyway, something fun is ahead that we get to look forward to. And if we walk long enough, I'm sure we'll run into that. But needless to say, one thing that's happening around the globe is that these shop owners and pub owners and different businesses are sharing their electric bills because they can't handle it. The Poppy Field restaurant in Ireland, for 70 days of electrical usage, was charged $10,000 for this tiny little pub. And they don't make that much money, and they are doomed. They don't know what they're doing, and they're showing their bills, and they don't know what to do with this. So that's just the beginning. Here in Southern California, we are experiencing a flex alert right now. And what that means is that you do what you can do personally to conserve energy because the power grids are not strong enough to support it, which is absolutely criminal, guys. It's absolutely wrong, and it's absolutely tragic, to say the least. Now, this is old movie posters up here. Awesome to have all this in the house. So here's the thing. Think about this. We're going to experience rolling blackouts. Oh, I don't care if you paid your bill or not. That has nothing to do with this. The fact that the grid can't take power usage. So we have to do one thing, and that's shut your power off. Now, again, guys, it's made national news. Everybody knows this. In 13 years, they're going to make it so that we can only purchase electric cars. And see, this is somebody that's...
It's easy for them to take off a person in the streets.
Okay.
No protection, no protection.
So you can have a shop here and have that walking around out in front of your place every day. It's absolutely insane. So it's totally unfortunate that these people live this way. There are no services for her. There's no protection for her. There's no protection from us, from her. And it's crazy. And by the way, guys, you can rent these things out here if you want. But the world, guys, is completely upside down. They want us to get rid of our gas combustible cars, but they don't have the energy for us to use electric cars right now. Think about what I'm telling you. The grid right now is overloaded. The governor just got on the radio and said, we have to have everybody stop charging their electric vehicles in the afternoon. Do not use your charging your electric vehicles. I got a question for you. There is a fire up above LA County in a place called Castaic, and it's a mandatory evacuation for these people. Well, if you were stupid enough just to have an electric vehicle, you're not supposed to charge your car right now. So what do? Point it downhill and hope for the best? I mean, come on, guys. This is insane at this point. And nobody wants to sit there and have that conversation. They don't want to talk about that. This is all a joke at this point because we're supposed to have electric cars in 13 years that we can't charge. It doesn't work. Now, in the UK, in Germany, in the European Union, let's just use them for the whole European Union. One thing that's funny is it gets cold, it gets gloomy, and we're supposed to use solar energy. Well, from somebody that worked in the solar industry and understands how that works, it doesn't work. And that was my complaint. What do we tell people about, inclement weather? Shh, don't mention that. Talk about how much money they're going to save. Okay, what are they going to do when they can't charge, can't get power from the panels? Don't talk about that. So again, don't talk about this, guys. So I want to show you on both sides of the street how much stuff is closed because it's just non-stop and it's just an abundance of it. So, absolutely crazy. But we're supposed to not charge our electric vehicles right now. Okay, that's great. The Flex Alert and the rolling blackouts is what they call them here, where you're not, you could just drive down the street and lose power in your house, and grids could go off. There could be no power for banks, for commercial usage, for anything right now. But pay your bill and be on time and do your part to conserve. Why? Because you're a good citizen, okay? That's why you're supposed to do it. Okay, what gets kind of ridiculous, guys, the infrastructure's been broken for decades, and now, don't worry, it's gonna be fixed. In the next 13 years, we're gonna fix this. I just heard this on the radio 5 minutes ago, guys, and it's laughable because it's all nonsense. So, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, because there's so much more to talk about. I always like these tourist stores with the little mini Oscars and the cups and all that stuff. I don't know, kind of cheesy that way. But, anyways, nobody's in those places anymore. Nobody's buying anything. Nobody has any money to buy anything like that. Now, I want to bring up something nobody's talking about right now. And a friend of mine asked me, she said, hey, will you come over? I shot some videos. Will you come over and help me edit them? And no problem. So I went over there and wanted to reshoot the videos because they needed some help. But anyways, I left some microphones there and had to go back. And I went back today to pick them up, and on her door was a water shutoff notice. And I'm like, oh, wow, hey, I just, you should look at that and pay attention to that. And she said, oh, gosh, I changed my debit card, and I got to call them. But she just handed it to me, let me know the amount, okay? The amount that was past due was $1,049. The amount due was almost $1,380. And I'm like, that is insane. That's absolutely nuts. I'm like, how long is this? Oh, that's like 2.5 months, okay? Well, guys, the water bills are going up and etching up and ratcheting up like you've never seen before. They're going up triple, quadruple right now. Is that insane? So, where do you draw the line? Who can afford this right now? And I was stunned. I was like, oh my gosh, your water bill's just outrageous. And she was fine. Trash is included in that, Dan. Don't worry about that. And I'm like, no, wait a second. That's a lot of money. So, it got me to thinking about this. And have you noticed if it's gone up? Yeah, it's gone up double this year. Well, how do you afford that? How do you afford your water bill to increase times 2 right now? So, everything that we're hearing about, everything is going up right now. And it's making it so that people cannot survive right now. So share your thoughts on this. Have you guys seen your water bill skyrocket yet? Because like I said, it's just the beginning of this. It just started. Great story that was sent to me out of the UK talked about inflation and talked about Goldman Sachs making the recommendation that people need to get ready for inflation because it's going to go sky high in the UK. Now, they just hit 13% that they admitted in the UK. Goldman Sachs says that's nothing. We're going to see inflation in the UK hit 22% by January. Whoa, that is insane, guys. That is absolutely nuts. Now, the Bank of England steps forward and they said, listen, we think that we're comfortable with 13% inflation. That lie is great, but anybody that writes me from UK tells me the same thing, that it is impossible to budget. It is impossible to maintain a normal standard of living and say, this is what it costs us to run our lives this month, because next month it's this much money. And it's crazy. Business owners don't know what to do. And you know what the thing is, that I don't care where you're at around the world, people are having trouble finding workers. What happened to all the workers? What happened to people going out and getting a job during the day? All these shop owners say the same thing. Now, the shop owners say, the perfume guy I talked to, just said it's horrific right now, and that they sell nothing, and that he lowered his hours to 5 o'clock, which I'm like, what do you do? Because we're hoping that winter it'll cool down and people will come back out here. So we will see, man. Share your thoughts, because it's just getting worse right now. Now, what all the experts say is the same thing, and that energy problem is going to make things worse. Here's the El Capitan Theater. They're playing, Boat One's playing right now. So this is Jimmy Kimmel's theater right here that he does his show from. Bank of America and Goldman Sachs say that third week of September that we're going to see a minimum rate increase from the Fed of at least 3/4 of a point. And they say it should be more. So the energy problem that's happening globally is going to destroy small businesses. It's going to destroy families. It's going to put people out of business. It's going to put nursing homes out of business. It's going to put home healthcare facilities out of business. I had a friend whose mother was put into one of those private healthcare places, and it's going to put them out of business because they won't afford oxygen, electricity, everybody with their private rooms and all that shenanigans. It's going to be absolutely outrageous because they don't get a different rate than the rest of us. So that's a huge problem. So the energy situation is only going to get worse, and it's going to get compounded. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in or what your job is, and if you're employed by somebody. Now, here's the other thing: is I had a great site sent to me called thelayoff.com. I'm like, what is this? Well, what it does, guys, take a look at this, because it's in the video description below. It lists all the companies and all the company news that could have potential layoffs over the course of the next years, and anything new that they've heard. And I mean, you can lose yourself in this, because it's like, Bed Bath & Beyond, which is in huge trouble right now, and just announced that they're going to close 150 stores and going to do a restructuring deal. And I love it because the banks now are not, hey, isn't this great? These guys are going to try to pull it out. No, we've heard this nonsense before. And with this nonsense that we've heard before, we want people to get real about this, because this is they're not going to survive this. They want to borrow $500 million in a new offering. The stock drops 30% when they did this, but that's a huge, huge, huge red flag. Now, here's the other thing that goes to this, is the banks keep using this term, canary in the coal mine. Here's the next canary in the coal mine, which means the canary, small lung capacity. If there was smoke or something damaged or carbon monoxide, they'd be the first to be taken out. So we keep hearing about the different canaries in the coal mine right now when it comes to business. The next one is leverage loans. What's a leverage loan, Dan? Well, a leverage loan is basically a commercial loan that is backed by something, but it's also packaged. Where have we heard this before? And then sold as a group, kind of like the CDOs that we heard about in 2000s, so early 2000s. So this is something that could be catastrophic, because generally, when people seek financing for their business, they need equipment, they need that tractor, they need a new printing press. Well, let's look at the owner's credit to see if they're any good. Well, you find out John's not that good. He's been behind in his bills a few times. So he's not going to get this credit rating. He's going to get it up here. Well, they write an abundance of these loans and then put them together. But what we're seeing is that these loans are a problem right now, and they're going to explode because these businesses are going to go under. So, nothing but problems, guys. Nothing but problems. So that's Morgan Stanley that says that one too. So a little bit of everybody involved with all this stuff right now, because when do you draw the line and get yourself ready? So across the street from the Hard Rock Cafe. And again, guys, it's just not the same. So much is closed down here. All you do is show us the beach. You never show us the real world. Well, there you go, guys. It's the real world. You got people sleeping on the streets out here, and it is tragic, to say the least. You got mental illness walking up and down the street, and you've got, you know, the old Grauman's Chinese Theater right there with the, you know, all the footsteps of all the stars of yesteryear, and it's just tragic, guys. Just absolutely not the same. No glamour to it anymore at all. I would be so disappointed if I traveled, you know, from across the country and came out here to Los Angeles right now. And again, I feel fairly safe right now during the day. I wouldn't be here 3 hours from now. No way. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. There's a little bit more to cover. And, you know, are you seeing the energy bills go up? Are you concerned about the energy bills going up? Because the people that are in business that are experiencing this, how about the Zara shop, okay? The people that are experiencing this are shocked, don't know what to do. So share your thoughts. One thing that we've talked about a tremendous amount of is that Walmart's gonna have to start blowing this stuff out because they have so much inventory. Check out what Thomas sent me. Look at this picture where everything is half off right here. Take a look at this. This is coming to you, so get the stuff you want, guys, right now. To give you guys an idea of how bad this is, here you've got a vacancy right in the corner of Hollywood and Orange, right next to the Chinese Theater, guys. So all the tourists coming out, everybody's supposedly spending their money that they're not spending right now. So it's bleak, but you know, got all the different celebrities, Eddie Murphy, Clint Eastwood, Gloria Swanson, Michael Jackson. But it's all out here, guys, you know? So I love the Fed that keeps changing and having all these crazy terms right now for, you know, the economy. And the idea of a soft landing is not going to take place. What's going to happen is a growth recession. What the hell is that, guys? Is that when we grow into a depression? Is that what that is? So that is absolutely catastrophic to think about this, that we're going to have a growth recession. What is that? What is that? Who's making up these terms for the Fed now? Now the next thing is there's a thing called shipper's revenge. What's that? Well, the shipping companies have had such a problem getting rate hikes and things like that, and the individual truckers have been taking advantage of it. Freightways magazine is a great article talking about how you're going to see the shipping companies absolutely do a 180 in the next few months and overcharge and get what they deserve and get the money that they got cheated out over the last couple of years. So we're going to pay more for everything to get from point A to point B. So you get that to look forward to too. Now, you know, it's not just bad news, okay? It's worse news because the food banks right now the demand at food banks are an all-time high. West Texas food banks have never seen this much activity this early in the year, and they're concerned that they're not going to have the food. Now, to tell you a disgusting story out of Walmart in Riverside, California, I had a subscriber who said, I just wish I would have taken pictures, Dan, because I didn't. And he went to a Walmart and walked in, and they said, hey, do you want some free watermelon? He goes, what? No, I'm good. Well, listen, we turned away a delivery of watermelon, and they were going to take it to the dump, but you can just go out there and get yourself some free watermelon if you want. Now, think about this, guys. They're hungry people. Now, I know watermelon's not going to feed a family or anything like that, but the watermelon was supposed to go to the store, but they had sold so few watermelons from the last delivery that they had to reject the delivery, and they can't take it. Couldn't go back to the vegetable processing place. So they gave everything away. So people went to the truck and just picked up free watermelons. Now, that is the state of affairs. Thank God it was given away, and I know people are going to say at least somebody got it and ate it. That's good. But this is the shape of things to come, guys. September is Hunger Awareness Month, and Fran Glover, that we support quite a bit. We're going to hear more and more from her over the next 30 days. But this is a problem that's just escalating out of control, guys, and getting worse. The next thing is Michael Saylor. There was a great debate between Michael Saylor and Frank Justa, where Michael Saylor talked about how great Bitcoin was and it was going to revolutionize everything. And Michael Saylor said something that I thought was insane for him to say publicly, and that is, Bitcoin can be wherever you want it to be. If you are told it's in Utah, no, I can move it to Minneapolis. If you don't like Minneapolis, I can move it to Denver. It can be wherever you want. Well, it's got a little bit of a problem because the Attorney General is suing him for $25 million now because they're saying he didn't pay $25 million in taxes and never filed a tax return for the District of Columbia. So I guess he can just move his Bitcoin wherever he wants. Maybe he can stick it in his pocket and take it someplace else, but they're going to come into his pocket for $25 million. So again, I love the crypto stuff. I get a kick out of it. Driving up here, I drove by Crypto.com Arena, and there's a great story out of Australia where Crypto.com was supposed to refund a woman $100. And what they sent her was just over $10 million in cryptocurrencies. And she, cashed it. And what did she do? She bought her family, bought everybody her houses, and she bought 4 houses with the money. And Crypto.com figured this out. About a year later, was saying, hey, wait a second, you weren't supposed to get this money. We want the money back. And she just refused it at first and said, no, I'm not giving it back to you. And then they sued her, really rightfully so. And I'm sorry, I'm turning my head and seeing if I go up those escalators, if I can get down the escalator. That's what I want to know. So anyways, Mrs. Mannarino was her name, and she got caught with a $10 million refund. Now, have you guys ever had money put into your banking account, checking account, credit card statement gets refunded too much money? Has that ever happened to you? Share the story with us, guys, because I love stuff like this. I think it's great. I think that we've seen a lot of crazy stuff, but this is the best one. And this woman just went on a terror. She ended up getting sued. Now she has to pay all the money back, plus the court costs, plus the interest and all this other stuff. So, even with Bitcoin, there's interest. So who knew? So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Share your thoughts on Michael Saylor. And remember, you can take your Bitcoin wherever. It doesn't make a bit of difference. The tax man cometh, guys. Don't ever forget that. I've been saying this for 2 years now, that all you people talk about not paying stuff, there's a line in your new tax form that says, have you ever traded in cryptocurrencies? Ever. The word ever is the key word, because of these new 87,000 people that they're that they put $87 million on. They're going to come after you guys to get this money like you've never seen in your life. So let me turn around. You got the Ghirardelli's store and the El Capitan store. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys, because I think it's lunacy, and it's interesting to say the least. But hey, we're going to have a growth recession. Remember that, guys, which is called a depression. Don't ever forget that. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. And as interest rates go up, the demand for real estate is dropping. Nobody wants to hear this. It's not in my area. Take a look at the story, and it's only going to get worse as we get closer to 2023. The stock market is going to drop huge because of the bond problem. And the problem with the bond market is that we're having a liquidity problem. And just take a look at the 10-year yield, the bond that is spiking, and it's going to start to shoot up. That's going to be a problem. Now, here's something that's sad also, is that the average person is not taking care of their pets. People are leaving pets in foreclosures and evictions. There is a place in hell for you, okay? And I think that that's horrible that you do that. A pet is a lifetime responsibility, their lifetime, not yours, jerks. Anyways, the other thing is Chewy.com says that people are not spending money at chewy.com, which is a pet supply place, to buy shenanigans and toys for their pets. Now, here's where I'm going to end this thing, which is, this is ridiculous. The airline industry is committed to making sure that Labor Day weekend is okay, so they're going to offer free meals and drinks and hotel stays for people that are inconvenienced. Could you imagine running your business and saying, hey, next weekend's going to be really, really bad, and we're going to let a lot of people down, thousands in fact, that we're going to give free stuff away. Imagine running things that way, instead of just saying, hey, we're going to be on time and give good service and take care of people. No, nobody wants to do that anymore. So please do not forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you use the links below, you can get connected with us on all the different social media channels. And we have an email list, and you can get exclusive content from me on Patreon as well. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you all very soon.